Known for some incredible wings and one of the league's most passionate fan bases. We're just outside of Buffalo at Highmark Stadium in Orchard Park, New York. Coming up, we have a good one for you between the Minnesota Vikings and the Buffalo Bills. On the visiting sideline, look at the head coach of the Vikings. His side running out of time for a turnaround after this 1-5 start to the season. On the booth alongside Brock Hewitt, I'm Kate Scott, and we're just about set to get this one started. And we're off and running from Western New York. And he's brought down just beyond that 25-yard line. Well, here come the Vikings, taking the field for their first drive of the game. And they're brought out by the 10th pick of the 2024 draft, a national champion at Michigan, J.J. McCarthy.
Some tough luck last week for this quarterback, Kate. 2 touchdowns, the 1 interception. And you just know the way it works. These coaches love to tell us they always think about the losses. They sting way more than the wins. It's the same thing with the quarterback. He's not thinking about the touchdowns. He's thinking about correcting that interception and knowing right here, he's got to play some clean ball.
And they'll stop him here, but not before he gets out to the 47-yard line. They get 20 yards out of the play and move the chains.
The numbers are pretty clear, Kate. You get explosive plays. Those explosive plays on drives lead to points. You can't ask for a better start offensively.
Great start to this drive. They're up in the neighborhood of midfield after just one play. A give to Mason. Can't slip that initial tackle. Stops made for no gain on that first down play.
These linebackers of today, they are so quick. They're so twitchy. You don't get a body on them in a hurry, they're going to stick you right at the line of scrimmage.
First down run netted him nothing. Here is 2nd and 10. They'll go play action here. It's McCarthy. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And they come through the sack to bring around 3rd down.
Loss of 8 yards. And it's 3rd down.
Here he goes, 3rd and long. He's going to loft this deep down the left sideline. Brought in inside the 20. And this is all the way to the 13-yard line.
Now, right there, that's what you want to see on your opening drive. Boom! Connect on a big shot, and instantly you set a tone that you're not going to be afraid to be aggressive in this game today. Boy, do I love that.
What a spot for a big play, huh, Brock? It has him well into the red zone now with 1st and 10. He brings it in, and they shove him out. Looks like he got about 6 before they did so. It's 2nd down.
Hey, you like these results on first. That completion right there, right in the window where all options are now available to you on 2nd down. That playbook wide open.
Offensive line, this is 2nd and 4. From the gun, Mason. And he's going to look ahead for a couple here. It's 3rd down now.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
Return to Mason on 3rd down. And this is going to go in the wrong direction. He loses just about the amount of yards they needed to get there. It's going to be 4th down. Will Reichert now to try the Vikings field goal. This only a chip shot from the right hash. Reichert connects there. And they get 3 on their first series. Hope to build on that in the drives ahead.
With how well they were eating up yards and first downs, you know that kicker want to come out for a PAT. He'll take a field goal, and he'll take 3.
Here's Reichert set to kick this away. Ty Johnson now to return. And he's brought down just inside the 25. So here come the Bills for their opening drive. They're led out by one of the faces of this sport, Brock, a one-of-one quarterback who graduated from humble beginnings in Wyoming. It's Josh Allen.
Their loss last week, it really isn't on him. He had a great game. He checked off a lot of the boxes they had for him in the game plan going in, especially the one at the top, Kate, getting him to the end zone. 3 touchdowns, just 1 interception. If he does that again here, they should be winners.
All right, Bills to the line now. 1st and 10. First tone of the game for James Cook. And he'll scurry forward for a pickup of 3. We'll look at his numbers on the ground from last week here.
A gain of 4. It's now 2nd and 6.
4 yards on that first down run. Here's 2nd and 6. Another one for Cook. And he will have this across that 40-yard line before they manage to stop it. That play good for 17 and a first down.
That right there, that will make the coaches happy. He didn't just get the first down, but got a healthy chunk of bonus yards afterwards.
On the ground, first run for Ray Davis. Dropped by the first guy he met. No gain on that first down run.
Job one of so many D tackles in this league is eat up space. Don't get moved off your spot. But the difference makers, they just not only eat the space, they eat those runners too.
Now run by Cook. He gets it forward to still about a yard out of that. Play brought to an end by Jonathan Grenard.
I don't mind that call on the early downs. Give that defense something to think about. You got the inside run between the tackles, and whether it's jet sweeps or a little swing pass, or in that case a toss, make sure you threaten to the outside.
Allen on 3rd down. It's his running back. And they get this down to the 44 before he stopped.
A gain of 10 yards.
Only a solitary field goal so far as we're through 1 quarter. The Vikings have played to an early lead. We'll return to Highmark Stadium in just a moment. We're back for the 2nd quarter. Bills in possession of the football. They're looking at yet another 1st and 10 on this drive. Buying some time right. Big strike downfield to Coleman. And he's hauled out of bounds as he takes this down to the 30. It's a pickup of 14 yards as the chains reset. Offense sure is marching to begin this game. Here's a first down from the 30. Play action now, Allen. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete.
See the pass, time up your hit, and jar that ball loose. Not a lot of players are hanging on through a well-placed hit like that one.
Still working from the 30 as they line this up, 2nd and 10. Trying it left side with Cook. And he's rerouting towards the middle, only gets him a couple. It's 3rd down.
Hey, you know running the ball in the NFL is hard, and that play pretty indicative of it. Here's the key, though. At the end of the game, those type of plays got to be in the minority, and the majority have got to do some damage.
9th play of the drive coming up. They need 8 yards here on 3rd down.
319! Off 52.
They'll air it out on 3rd. Just got it away before the hit, but it doesn't matter. It's incomplete. 4th down coming up.
This is why we hear about closing speed so often when you evaluate players. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released and alter that throw.
Five wide. That's it.
They'll go. Allen. And they don't get the catch they need there. Their hand was forced, Brock. Had to try and go for it, but they turned it over on downs.
It's a turnover on downs.
I think this defense was resigned to giving up 3 points on the opening series. Instead, well, they got the chance to deny them anything, and boy, did they ever attack it.
Minnesota into formation. It's 1st and 10. Now McCarthy. That won't be caught outright. It's incomplete. This one misses the tight end. And that'll bring up 2nd down.
Second and 10.
Operating from the gun, it's McCarthy. Completed over the middle. And that tackle stops him after a solid gain.
I feel so bad. I really do. And I don't mean this sarcastically, Kate. I feel bad for these guys in coverage. I don't know how you defend some of these players today because they get that drag route, they get one step inside of you. Well, there's very little you can do other than make the tackle.
Throwing on 3rd, McCarthy. Short pass brought in. And this spot is going to be close, but he does not have that first. They're going to face 4th and short.
Those kind of completions are so frustrating, Kate. It's like a putt. You got it on line, you feel good about it's going in the hole, but you never want to leave it short.
So a punt coming up on 4th down, and it's against Belgium native Corliss Waitman with the honors. And the coverage team is there as he fields it, so almost nothing on that return before he stopped. The Bills and James Cook making their way back out on offense now. And he has just shredded NFL defenses so far this season. You can see he's sitting 2nd right now across the league in rushing yards. The Buffalo offense to the line. Here's 1st and 10. Straight ahead, here's Cook. And he's brought down by a collective effort there. Only 1 yard on the carry.
I don't think that's the amount that they were looking for there, Kate. Going to lead to some shuffling around here in the playbook. Find a more aggressive call on 2nd.
Last run, not a lot of help, Brock. 9 to go now on 2nd down. Operating from the gun, it's Allen. Drops it off to Cook. And he's going to be brought down here at the 42. Big gain, 14 on the play. And the Bills have a 1st down.
Year after year, the best offenses are multifaceted. It's not just the receivers or the tight ends that can make plays through the air. When you get running backs that can attack the middle of the field like that, man, is it difficult on the defense.
56, middle.
Allen now on 1st down. Catch made right side by Coleman. And he's not going to be able to add anything to that catch, so give him progress across midfield there to the opposing 46.
1st down. 1st and 10 at the 46-yard line.
Now we are still waiting for the scoring for anybody really to get going as we've hit our 2-minute warning. More from Highmark Stadium in just a moment. 1st and 10 now from the 46.
Half 85. Ready? Alert!
Throwing here, Allen. Ooh, he got hit as he was throwing, and unsurprisingly, it falls incomplete. 2nd down coming up.
Fairly safe to say as that one falls incomplete this 1st half so far, well, it's not met the standard they set for themselves.
Ready? Alert! 5 wide. Look out!
Again, Allen to the air. This one found by a defender instead and knocked away. Back-to-back passes failing to connect, Brock. It's 3rd down. Well, it was not that long ago, Brock, that a linebacker on a running back was a mismatch that you wanted. That is no longer the case as he's comfortably there to tip that away.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're saying because back in the day, those linebackers were 240, 250, sometimes 260 pounds. And it's such a disadvantage in space, but that's not the case anymore. These guys, well, most of them can really run.
Alert!
To throw again, it's Allen. Got a man, that's Kincaid. And into the end zone he goes. Touchdown, Buffalo. The Bills get some late points and the lead. Dalton Kincaid with the touchdown. Kicking team out to try the extra point. Looking toward the upright, but it's good. And the Bills take a 4-point lead.
Vikings 3.
The Bills kickoff team out there now as they'll send this away. He'll bring it out from a couple yards deep. And that's going to set them up just beyond their own 20. The Vikings taking the field on offense. They were only on the field for 3 plays their prior series, Brock. Let's see what changes they make to take over here. Vikings to the line now. Here's 1st and 10. From the shotgun, McCarthy. Shoves one away. Throwing the out route complete. And this is going to come to an end right at the 32-yard line.
And the Vikings, 1st down.
1st and 10. It's McCarthy. Gets him on the in route. And he's short of the first after a mile gain. The Vikings call a timeout. It'll be their first. As they'll meet and decide what to do on this 2nd down.
That's what you call efficiency. Exactly what you're looking for on 1st down. Textbook. It sets up 2nd and very manageable, and then creates that space if you want to take a shot downfield.
From the shotgun, McCarthy. Has him on the quick hitter. And he goes out close to that 45-yard line. Give him 5 on the play. And that means a fresh set of downs for Minnesota.
1st down. A 5-yard gain.
Throwing again now, McCarthy. Dumped off to his running back. And defenders arriving in support to finish him off at the line. Vikings out of the hurry-up need everyone back to the line. Another throw here for McCarthy. Has a big strike to Addison. And he's brought down right in the neighborhood of that 40-yard line. Give him an 18-yard pickup there. And the Vikings are going to have a 1st down. So a fresh set of downs now from the 39.
1st and 10 at the 39-yard.
1st down, it's Mason. And they are set up excellently. This is down to the 18. Minnesota spends its 2nd time out here. And they still have 1 in their pocket for what's left of this half.
Vikings, 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 18.
Coming to the line for another 1st and 10. McCarthy fires out wide, complete. And he's able to get this down to the 13.
That's not a big completion on a stat sheet, but that's a big contested, what I call gritty catch right there. And that's what the best tight ends will get you.
This is Mason on 2nd down. And it's another 1st down on this drive. Man, this time they're into 1st and goal. Offense letting the clock reach 3 seconds as they take the timeouts. And they can try a field goal now before halftime. Only time left for 1 more snap, Brock, so they're going to run out their field goal unit. Sending this straight at it. Reichert connects there. And that cuts the lead back down to a lone point.
Kate, if you're not going to pay a methodical drive off with a touchdown, that's the 2nd best thing you can do. You can take all the time down, the points on the board, maybe a little momentum in heading into halftime.
And it looks like we're going to have time for 1 more play here, Brock, as this one goes for a touchback.
At their own 35-yard line.
One last play before the break. All right, keeping it simple. They're just going to call a give right up the middle. And he stopped on a nice gain on what is the final play of this 1st half. So less than a field. And I guess we'll follow up with the rest of the NFL after this one ends. We're moving right along to the start of the 2nd half. Here's Reichert set to kick this away. On the return, here's Ray Davis. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line.
First and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
All right, Bills to the line now. First and 10.
Look out!
Now Allen off the play action. It's brought in downfield by Kincaid. And he's going to just get this across midfield before he's taken out of bounds. A 28-yard pickup there. And that's good for a Buffalo first. One play in, Brock, and this drive is already in enemy territory. On first down, Allen. He rolls to his right. Oh, he was on the move, but so was the defense, and they take him down. And they've got a little extra distance now to make up here on second down. Handoff here to Davis. And that's good for a few. He brings up third down.
They'll come away happy getting that type of output on most run plays. It's a sign where they're getting some good push up front, and this running back is seeing the lanes and paying them off.
So not an enviable spot here as they come up on third and very long.
Half 85.
Here he goes, third and long. Got to him right as he threw it, and it falls to the ground. No luck finding his receiver that time. And they're going to be stuck with a fourth and long. The Bills with a punt team out there. It'll be Corey Bajorquez doing the honors. And this is going to stick them deep on their own side. That's out of bounds at the 9-yard line. The Vikings now set to take the field. And their defense sure has kept this game close. Now it's time for them to come through, get some points for their team in this low-scoring affair. First play in the drive. Here's Mason. Nothing doing on the outside there. No gain on the run. That's going to bring up second down. That's a nice quick correction for this front, Brock. Give up the big play and then get a little back on the very next one.
Exactly the kind of response you want to see from your defense. You got to forget about the big play for now and stay focused on that next snap.
He's unable to get away from that tackle. Good work by the defense. Nothing gained on second down.
So close to a big loss of yards for those guys up front. 1 second sooner, and they got a tackle behind the line. But a stop to celebrate nonetheless.
Defense nearing a stop. Need to hold once more here on third down. Third and long for him here. This is going to be halted just before he can reach the 30. It's a gain of 21 yards to pick up that first down.
It's a gain of 21 yards. And the Vikings first
You know, they call that the money down for a reason, because you're just simply not going to last long in the NFL if you don't convert a good portion of your third downs. It's the money down. And nice to see them roll the dice and continue the series.
He's going to pull this one down and run with it. And he'll cover up as they touch him down a few yards short of the first. After a good pickup, they've got second and 4.
Second and 4 at the 36-yard line.
Off the option, Mason. Defender gets to him right around the line. It's going to be marked as no gain, so Brock, that means third down coming up. The line between safeties and linebackers gets real blurred on plays like that, Brock. He handled that one just like a Mike would have.
Yeah, if injuries were to ever crop up, Kate, I bet he could handle the linebacker spot for them as well. Just tremendous diagnosis in that run support.
And the tackle's made just beyond midfield at the 48. That one goes for 17 yards and moves the chains. The ball's on the 48. Here we go. First down.
First and 10 at the 48-yard line.
Play action. McCarthy. Hits him on the out route. And they're going to be set up just outside that red zone. It's a 24-yard gash, and it gives them the first down.
From a great throw to a nice route and catch to moving the chains, there wasn't a whole lot not to like about that amazing play.
They give to Mason running right. He's going to take this down to the 11-yard line. It's a 13-yard play, and that's enough for the first.
13 more yards. That's another Vikings first down. First and 10 at the 11-yard line.
Another run for Mason. Quite the turnaround these last two plays, huh? Nice gain on one, and now they get him behind the line.
He was taken down behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of 2. Brings up second and 12 at the 13-yard line.
Well, the defense is really buckled down. That was a scoreless third quarter for us. It's Vikings football. They're down, but not out on the scoreboard. Everyone's prepped. It's second down now. Here's McCarthy to throw. And there's a man there. It's intercepted. Picked off by Jamin Davis. There are costly interceptions, Brock, and then there are interceptions inside the red zone in the second half of a one-score game.
And if there is ever a time where ball security is paramount, it is right now. They made a great play. Don't get me wrong. They deserve a ton of credit right there. But as a quarterback, you cannot risk a turnover. It's touchdown, it's check down, it's throw the ball away. You're literally throwing points away with that pick. Well, more often than not, it's the passing game that's asked to go from first down in just one play. But when you get that big play potential on the ground, geez, it just infuses your offense with confidence.
First down, and they go right back to it. And this one's going the wrong way. Nice win for that defense as they send it backwards. The presence of those tight ends works both ways, Brock. You know this. Gives them more blockers up front, but it also clues the defense in to be ready for that run.
Yeah, you could put 7 blockers up there, even put 8, I don't know, 9. All the blockers in the world, but if they don't work in concert together to create a lane, it doesn't matter.
All right, here we go. Second down. Allen fires out wide, complete. And he'll go down after pushing this up to the 29.
That's really good instinct by the eyes up in the sky. The play caller seeing space on the perimeter, a well-timed screen, and a positive gain out of it.
Here they come. This is 3rd and 5. Now a give to Cook, running left. And they're going to bring him down just a moment before he's able to break it across midfield. Give him 18 yards on that play, Brock, and it gets him a first down.
Ask for a little bit more on that one. Ask that running back to come up with more than he's used to on 3rd down. He made it look like just another day at the office. I wouldn't expect every conversion to go as smoothly. He sure made that one look routine.
So call this a modest gain here, Brock. About 3 yards. Second down coming up.
This defense may have been headed the wrong way initially on that counter run, but they never lost contain. As that play shifted back, they flowed with it and caught him before he could break it up the sideline.
And he drives this across midfield and down into enemy territory. Call it 4 yards, and they're set up with a manageable 3rd and 2.
3rd and 2.
Again, it's Cook. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains. The Vikings call a timeout. It'll be their first. They still have 2 to work with in this final quarter.
1st and 10 at the 38-yard line.
New set of downs for them. They'll start at the 38. Davis up the middle. And he'll bowl his way ahead for a 4-yard pickup. Minnesota spends its second timeout here. And with another one gone, they're going to have just 1 remaining this game.
2nd and 6.
He'll expect more from himself on those type of plays, but there is nobody that's going to complain about that one. If you can do math, 4 + 4 + 4 equals a first down.
They'll come up after that 4-yard gain. It's 2nd and 6. Play action now with Allen. Headed out right. Into the hands of Knox, complete. And he's tackled with the first down yardage. Now the Vikings use their 3rd and final timeout. And this could be an issue the rest of the way with no way to stop this clock.
First and 10 at the 28-yard line.
What's that?
They'll run it with Cook. And this is going to be just what this defense ordered. A great play to back these guys up, shift the momentum a little here in the fourth.
A loss of 2.
Well, the extra blocking sure didn't spring that run the way they hoped it would, Brock.
In the old West Coast system, you call 12 personnel, 2 tight ends, Tiger. Tiger package comes on the field. That was a whole lot more like a kitty cat effort there.
All right, a couple yards to make up, Brock. Time to rediscover the magic on this drive. Here's 2nd and 12.
Look out!
On the handoff, here's Davis. And he's going to be stopped, but not before he gets him all the way down to that 15-yard line. A gain of 15 there. And the Bills have a first down.
That's another Bills.
We've hit the 2-minute warning here in Buffalo.
First and 10
Bills
at the 15-yard
holding
line.
just a 1-point advantage. They'll come up on 1st and 10. They'll go again with Davis. And this play doesn't work out like the last snap, right? So you can only get back to the line as the defense all over this one.
These big D tackles in this league, they love weaponizing their size right in the middle of the field. It is so hard to clear lane against them. And once he got his paw on him, it was dead on arrival.
319! Go!
Cook trying this one up the gut. He's right up next to that first down. Doesn't quite get there. Gain of 9. That brings up 3rd and short. Well, we've talked about this before, Brock. The thinking's simple but effective. We'll stop getting it to this guy when you find a way to stop it, and they have yet to do that today.
You know, there's just certain things up in this booth that I love. I think you could feel it emanating from me. And one of them is when you impose your will. And you don't back away from it. If they can't stop it, run it right at them.
It's a gain of 1 big yard, Brock, because that sets them up with 1st and goal.
At the 5-yard line.
Now run, Davis. And the power play up the gut only results in 2 yards. The Bills are going to go ahead and call their first time out. And they still have 2 available for them as we approach the end of this game. Ball at the 2 here for 2nd and goal. Davis can't right past that line. They stop him at the 3. Buffalo calls it 2nd time out of the half.
No gain on the
and they'll have just 1 left to burn now.
3rd and goal.
When you get stuff like that on a 2nd down run, the focus kind of shifts from getting a first down to just giving your punter enough room to get the ball out.
Big play coming up here as everyone gets set for 3rd and goal.
Round 80! What's that?
Here's a give to Cook. And that should just about do it, folks. They take it in for the touchdown, and that should lock up this win. A lot of pressure on him in that moment, Brock. Find a way to score. Don't let it go to 4th and goal. And he finds a way to come through and gets in the end zone for 6.
And how about the other side? Beating the defense right there as well. That group who was so close to pulling off the goal line stand, yet all that motivation wasn't enough to stop him on 3rd and goal.
The Bills kickoff team out there now as they'll send this away. He's going to field this at the 2. This makes it up to the 25. The Vikings offense back to the field now. They have a chance to tie this game back up, but they got to get this to the end zone first on a touchdown, and then again on a 2-point try. All right, working from the gun to start. 1st and 10. Now the Bills use their 3rd and final timeout. And now they're powerless to stop that clock with a timeout at least. Minnesota into formation. It's 1st and 10. Here he is to throw. And will he? No, he's not going to escape. They take him down on a pivotal play late in this ball game.
A loss of 7 yards. It's 2nd down.
Back to throw. So the roar of Bills Mafia, it's a win for